All right, so long day, not at my best, a little tired, but it's all right. We're still making some content. So, wanted to talk about, get a lot of questions about door-to-door and phone sales. We talk a lot about that and how that plays when you have the 5 steps of the sale. So we talked about that already. So greeting, rapport building, investigation, presentation, demonstration, and close. Greeting, first step. Rapport building, investigation, second step. Presentation, demonstration, and close. So these happen at a different rate depending on the type of sale you're in. So with door-to-door, obviously, this is very fast. Greeting, rapport building, investigation, presentation really all happen in the first 15 or 20 seconds. The greeting really is you. It's how you present at the door. So you put a lot of work into that. You put a lot of work and a lot of study into, you want to be open, professional, serious, but to the point. You do not want to be wasting their time. So, hey, how's the weather? Any kind of deflection like that because you're afraid to make the sale, you're just losing. You might as well not even be knocking on the door. You got to remember you're interrupting their day. And so owning that up front, best way to go. When you look at, again, the steps of the sale, you really want you got to remember what you're there to do. So what you're there to do is to set the appointment for the meeting later that day, that night, the next day, whatever it is. So that's your sale. You want to give enough information to qualify them into opting into that appointment. And so that's actually what you're selling, is the veracity, the validity, the wisdom of them making that appointment. You're making the case for them to do that. And so, again, you pass through greeting, rapport building, and investigation into presentation pretty quickly because you need to hook them probably within 2 minutes, well within 2 minutes. You need to have your case out in front of them, and then that's settled. So the formula that I really liked, that I used a lot, was, hey, this is me. You may have heard of us. We're doing work in the area. Oh, no? Okay, well, that's okay. I'll just tell you what we're doing. It takes about 45 seconds. And then if you like it, we can talk more. I use a very similar system on the phone because it gives permission. It also says, hey, I'm not here to waste your time or mine. If this is where you're at, I'll bounce. But it gets to the point of the matter very quickly. Now, the real core of this is you have to be selling something of value. It can't be a joke. It can't be a waste of time. It can't be a fraud product. It's got to be something that really solves a problem, because if you're not in that boat, then you really are fighting an uphill battle. So I'm Kyle. I work with X company. We're in the neighborhood already doing work for one of your neighbors. It's great if you've got the street name over here on Flower Street, 2 blocks over. I don't know if you know Mr. and Mrs. Anderson, but we're working over there on their home. And what we'd like to do while we're in the area is we'd like to set up a time for you to meet with one of our experts. I noticed you've got a couple of the same problems that they did. This won't take long. We'll be in and out, and nothing else. You'll have a clean bill of health if there's nothing going on with your home. And so that's kind of the general framework that I would use. What I've given there is social proof. There's somebody in your neighborhood, somebody like you. You can trust us. We're not here to rip you off. We're already doing work with them. I gave their names, gave the street. So you've got protection. You've got comfort that I'm not going to get ripped off. People's number one fear, you've probably experienced it yourself, is being ripped off, buying the wrong thing, or getting defrauded in some way. So you're trying to comfort that and put that little fire out while you're presenting the problem that your company is there to solve. Whether you're working in a 15-year-old neighborhood and you're an air conditioning tech, or you're a remodeling company and you solve a common problem, or you do windows. Windows is a big one because you can see the problem from the street. Say, hey, I noticed you've got a couple of windows here that have the same problem that we're solving for Mr. and Mrs. Anderson. Let us come in, we'll do a free inspection, no charge at all to you, and then you can kind of see what's going on with your windows. And hey, nothing may be wrong at all. You may have really good windows, and you'll, like I say, get that clean bill of health. So the probably the biggest thing with door knocking is you have to use a script. You do not have an option. You have to develop a really solid script, run it 100 times before you ever hit doors, and then you're really not going to know what you're working with till you hit 100 doors. I've always struggled with companies who are ironclad on their script because it doesn't allow for people to really make it their own. The most successful companies have a strong enough script and a strong enough product where you can have the core elements there, but the door knockers can make it their own. So hope that helps. Remember that your sales process happens very quickly. Again, next time we'll talk about phone sales and how to adapt that into a phone sales environment. And we'll talk a little bit about selling into the home when you're doing home-based sales, like remodeling, windows, roofing, and how to approach that when you're in somebody's most valuable asset, which is their home. So happy selling.